You're watching Pyro Media Network.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
So I require more, better than we ever had before. Gon' be home, so I couldn't blame. Basic bottom show, what do you want greater? I am no wave, be surfing. I show you how to get this pay, will I be stacking?
Welcome back, y'all. Man, we're on episode 8, y'all. We're on episode 8. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you all have been able to stick in with me and sit by this window with me and evaluate yourselves a little bit more. And, help me check me, because that's really what this is about. Because for real, it's first me, then you. And the way Jasmine laid out this album is all about checking yourself. And so today we're going to dive into her song, The Other Side. Okay? Because here's the thing. We all have things that we want. We all have things that we desire. But who we become in order to get it, that matters. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it really means to want for something. And then how to go about getting it. Okay? Let's talk about it. Question number 1, y'all. We have to ask ourselves these things. What's the biggest change that you've made in your life that has helped you grow as a person? This self-reflection thing, our world is so busy and it's so loud and it's so chaotic. And a lot of times we bring all of this chaos into our world because we want to distract ourselves anyway. But this question is so important. You have to see how far you've come, evaluate where you are, and then see where you're trying to get to. So you can be informed about your next move. So for me, the biggest change that I've made in my life that has helped me grow is I stopped keeping the real version of me a secret. And I know. People are afraid of revealing themselves all the time. People are afraid of being vulnerable all the time because we're taught that those things make us weak. We're taught that those things make us susceptible to the vultures. And it does when you don't realize that vulnerability is a very powerful thing. And so for me, being able to just say, hey, I don't do 85% of my life the way I want to do it. And I absolutely need help with a lot of these puzzle pieces. And also, I do bleed red and I do cry real tears. And saying it out loud where people can hear it and people can see my own humanity. That's one of the biggest things that I've changed. And it has been one of the most freeing experiences that I've had. How do you stay hopeful during tough times, and what helps you push through? I would be a motherfucking lie if I tell y'all that I am hopeful right out the gate every single time. That is unrealistic. I absolutely am the person that has the hard crash first. Almost every single time life happens is the hard crash. And I have this moment where I feel like there's nothing that I can do to change my situation. But there's this message, and it was actually by TD Jakes, and it was called he was talking about, let me not say what it was called, let me not act like I remember that, but he was talking about how you find God in the unknowing. And whenever I have that crash moment, that's the message that comes back in my mind. And so even while in that crash, even in that low space, I'm trying to find God. And I'm trying to find God first within me, because God told me that I am perfectly made and I am complete. So getting to myself, that's what helps me stay hopeful. That there are elements of me that I know that it just keeps me grounded. And one of those things is dancing. Another one of those things is giving to others. Another one of those things is just knowing that I'm here for a reason. And it helps me rebuild whatever sense of life that I lost for a second. Question number 3. What does healing really look like for you? Man, healing is ghetto, y'all. Healing is so ghetto. It would be nice if it could be that quiet moment that you're just laying in your bed under a blanket and you're just sobbing sweetly and you have a box of tissue and you eat some ice cream like you see in the movies. But it's not that. Healing is ugly. Healing is painful. Healing sometimes looks like screaming. Healing sometimes looks like sounding crazy to the people around you, because you're going back and forth in what it is that you're thinking and feeling and wanting, and you're trying to find your way. Healing is heavy. Healing is hard. But it's one of those things that is so necessary for you to get what it is that you want. When Jasmine was talking about all these things that she wants, she's talking about having bags and catching flights and having a man, and she don't want to have the kids because she don't want to mess her body up. She wants the surrogate to have the kids and all of that. It's cool. What she's talking about is really being in a space where you can be carefree and secure and be in a state where you are relaxed. And you don't have to worry about what's going to happen next. You don't have to trip off of what happened in your past. You're just in a space of peace and serenity. And the only way to do that is if you go through that ugly, hard, painful healing process that sometimes make you look crazy. But healing is not always quiet. Healing is not always beautiful. Sometimes it's ugly and it's loud and it's uncomfortable and it gets on everybody's nerves. But it's one of those things that you have to do in order to free yourself, because you know what you want on the other side. You know what you want. You got to go through that healing process. Have you ever come out stronger from a past experience that you thought you never could have survived. I may be poor, I may be black, but dear God, I'm still here. Okay. So yes, yes, yes. I have absolutely made it through some really crazy and ridiculous and hard trials, man. One of the things that I felt was going to break me. I thought it was going to break me. And for a long time, it absolutely held me captive. Was my brother being locked up. And me and my brother are like, we were like twins. Like, he's a year under me. And we were young adults in our late teens when this happened. And I thought that I could not have a life of joy. I thought that I did not deserve to have anything good. I thought that I didn't know how I could enjoy life knowing that his life was behind bars. And even though the world was moving, even though I was making choices, I would have a moment of joy over here. I may have had a moment of success over there. I may have met some cool people here and there. But what was going on inside of me, I was numb. I was dead. And I was not able to fully embrace life and self and God and spirit. I couldn't do it because a part of me had died. And so it took me a very long time to crawl through that. Again, life is still moving. Life is still going. I am definitely the walking dead. And I had to go through a very long, ugly, public healing process to finally get to the point where I was able to say his name. I couldn't even say his name, y'all, without breaking down for years. But when I finally got to the point where I could say his name and I could talk about the good things and I could hope again for the relationship that we could have and who I could be to him and who he could be to me and who he could be for my son and who we could be for the world. And I started to see beyond my pain. That's when I understood that life doesn't have to break you, but you do have to be bent in order to become the best version of yourself. And God will never give you more than you can bear. And that's what those experiences have taught me. And so even when I face a new situation, I'm still here. And if I'm still here and I'm still breathing, that means that there's purpose for whatever that thing is that I'm facing. And again, it may shock my soul. It may rock me to the core. I may have more down days than up days for a minute while I'm just trying to figure it out. But my core belief, my default setting, is that God will never put more on me than I can bear. And I have everything that I need inside of me to figure it out because God has made me perfect and complete. Even when I forget, that doesn't change the truth. So those experiences, then, they show you that you can do it. How do you honor the journey, even when the outcome isn't what you expected? Man, I had to take a breath with that one because it's so many instances where spirit reveals who you are to be in this earth realm. And it's those experiences that teach you who you are and how you are to show up and how God wants to use you. If you allow yourself to just be a vessel and be vulnerable. So how I honor God, how I honor the journey, even if the outcome isn't what I wanted, is I share it. I share it. I share it with the next person. I share my experiences. I tell my story. Whatever it is, I tell my story. And the other way that I honor it is I create spaces for other people to share their stories. I honor my journey. I honor my experience by being willing to share. That's it. Don't hold on to it. You went through what you went through first for you, and then for the other person. One of my most transformational moments, God led me to the scripture where Jesus talked about being led, not Jesus, the disciples were talking about how being a vessel for God is as though you are walking through an arena and you have all eyes on you. And you walk through that arena, your nose could be running, your outfit can be all messed up, your hair is all over the place. And people are trying to figure out, how did you even get in the arena? And some of them people are there watching you because they want you to die. They want that tiger to come out and rip you to pieces. They want a soldier to come out there and chop your head off. And then you have others that are sitting in that seat and they're just praying that you remember who you are. And you kill that tiger and you take out that warrior and you wipe your nose and you fix your clothes, or you take them the fuck off, whatever you choose to do, and you fix your hair because you remember who you are. And whenever you hold these stories and these experiences tight to your chest, they keep you bound and they keep you weighted. And that's not you honoring the journey. You have to share. We're going to take a little moment right now because I feel like I need to take a breath. And I want you to take a breath. And then we're going to come back around and we're going to finish this conversation because we got to talk about this other side. We got to talk about why there is another side. I'll see y'all in a minute.
Hey, how y'all doing? Real quick, this is Daryl Walter, host of the Daryl Walter Show. I know. And you are watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Dr. Nicole D. Vick from Dr. Victorious, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
What's going on, y'all? It's Kwame Speaks from Kwame Speaks Live, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Welcome back from the break, y'all. Before y'all left, we were talking about how you honor the journey. And my advice is you share your story. You share your story. There is nothing about, and I don't know what your belief system is, but I believe in Jesus. And I believe that Jesus absolutely was here to show us how to move through this world where people are constantly coming for us because they are living beneath their call. And some of it is by choice, some of it is by force, and a lot of it is by ignorance. But Jesus was like, hey, I know whose I am. And so I know who I am. And you can't tell me that it's raining and why you pissing on my head. It ain't gonna work. And he never withheld his story and his truth and his experience. And he always gave room for others to do the same. No excuses. Be who you are. Be that person. And spirit can move through you. It is our secrets that keep us bound. It is our secrets that keep us sick. Tell your story. That's how you honor your journey. That's how you honor the experiences. That's how you honor yourself. We got another question, y'all. It's so important that you just share your story and be transparent in that way. For me, when I listened to this song, I cried so much because there were so many moments where I wanted someone to rescue me. I wanted somebody to rescue me. Mama, daddy, help. Like somebody come get me. And I made some choices along the way that was outside of who I wanted to be, right? Because there's this person that you feel you have to be because of life. And that came with me being around certain people, that came with me being in certain relationships, that came with me choosing to take money from people that I probably shouldn't have been taking money from. It came with me being in that space of survival because my values were shaken because of what life was doing. And life is gonna life. And at some point in all of those situations, I had to come to myself and I had to realize that God did not give me the spirit of fear, that God did not give me the spirit of playing people. God did not give me the spirit of trickery. God did not give me the spirit of feeling like I am lowly and worthless. That did not come from God. That came from this world. And we are called to be in the world and not of the world. And that starts with how we view ourselves and then everything else in it. And so all of these experiences come to test your values. It comes to test your faith. It comes to test how you see you and how you see yourself fitting in this world. And there are moments when we forget, like this whole song. And I love the message because it's really talking about how I see that I'm here, but I want to get over there, wherever there is. And we don't often learn how to get to the other side of anything, especially in this world, because we are in this environment that is here to take our values that God gives us and shake them up. And even in this song, she's talking about getting a bigger booty. She's talking about getting a purse. She's talking about having someone come in and rescue her because she doesn't feel like she has the tools to rescue herself. Because those are the world's values that they place on us. Because the powers that be knows That if we actually stood 10 toes down in who God created us to be and who we actually are, we couldn't be tamed and controlled. And so having those moments where you just sit and reflect on where it is that you have come from, the things that you have come through and experienced, and being open and sharing those things helps to also replay how the tools that God gave you, you were able to use. It helps to remind you what you have in your toolbox. And then as situations come, you can navigate them a little bit easier. That that breakdown that I had 10 years ago because of life, and it took me years to crawl through it to get back to myself, that doesn't happen to me anymore. I may need to take a few days. Some of these hard things, I may need to take a couple of months, right? This is not a 5-second kind of thing all the time. But the process is sitting with you. The process is telling yourself the truth. And also what is helpful is having people around you who can remind you of your values. Who's in your ear, who's in your circle, those people matter. If they have the big booty values and the, let's go out and fuck off values, if they have the we just gonna tear up his house values, it'll get you something, but it may not get you what you want. You gotta have people around you that can remind you who you are. They can remind you who God made you to be. They're the ones who are sitting in those seats in the arena praying for you to win. And if you got some real ones, they hopping in the arena with you. I'm just saying. Because they're not going to let you just fight by yourself. So this song, On the Other Side, it touched me because I remember those moments when I wanted to be rescued. But I had to remember what my values were. And one of my values is I have what I say. Another value is I was made perfect and complete. Another value is love. Love, love, love. Doing everything in love. And if you move that way, you will absolutely be able to craft the life that you want on the other side. And I encourage you to sit with yourself and figure out what your values are, not the ones that the world tells you gotta care about. Because those things are empty. Those things are finite. A $2,000 purse can get lost or stolen. But the things that you have that are internal are eternal. And that's where your power lies. Those things that are inside of you, those are the things that connect you to the people. And who you have around you is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. You can choose. You can choose. Sit with yourself. It's not comfortable. Healing is not comfortable. It is ugly. It is hurtful. It is looking at yourself in the mirror, not always wanting to look at yourself in the mirror, but it is looking at yourself in the mirror. Snotty nose, broken tooth, black eye, crazy hair, whatever it is. And if you have allowed yourself to get to that space, you have to know that you have the power to change it. Because before you can access all of those life things on the other side, you got to get to the other side of you. on the other side of you. And what does that look like? What does that look like? You might be in a relationship where you are lying to yourself every day and pretending like it's a healthy situation, right? You showing up, you cooking dinner, you showing up, you putting on an outfit, you showing up and you buying her things, you're showing up, you're doing all kind of stuff. And you know within yourself that that is not who you need to be with. You know within yourself that that is not a healthy situation for you. And you can keep lying to you, but that's like looking in that mirror and you got a black eye. That's like looking in that mirror and your hair is all over your head. You might even got a little bald patch in the back somewhere where you've been pulling out your hair in secret. So that other side is on the other side of you telling yourself the truth. This is unhealthy. And I'm in this because, and tell yourself the truth. I'm in this because I don't feel like I can get with somebody else. And I feel like this is the only person that I can be with. I am in this because this person pays all my bills and I don't know if I can make enough money on my own. I am with this person because we got kids and I don't want to raise kids by myself. I am with this person because my feet stank and I don't think nobody else gonna want them feet. Whatever. Tell yourself the truth. And once you start telling yourself the truth, God is going to reveal to you how to fix your hair. God is going to reveal to you how to heal that black eye. God is going to talk to you about how to heal. Because it's going to look very personal. And you're going to know that that is God talking to you. And that formula of healing, that spirit speaks to you, is going to absolutely get you to the other side of yourself. But guess what? How I was sitting here all of that time, all of those moments, all those experiences, waiting for someone else to rescue me. God was like, all I want you to do is let me know you done. Like, raft sent. Okay, helicopter deployed. Like, what we, God was like, I'm just waiting on you. And then I learned that I really could save myself the minute I started telling myself the truth. And that is the most powerful tool that you have. It's vulnerability and truth, first with yourself. And then God will tell you how to be vulnerable and truthful with everybody else. And when you get to the other side of you, you'll know what your values are. And God will be able to trust you with all of the other things that you're wanting, desiring, and needing sometimes. I know that because I'm still here and I'm still breathing and I've lived through enough to know. Y'all, this is the last episode of the season. We made it. Man, but we will be back. We will be back next season in the spring, y'all, with Pyro Media. I'm so grateful for this experience and this partnership, man. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the things that y'all know to do. Okay, we all are in 2025, shifting on into 2026. You know how to support people on social media. Support my life, okay? Support my life so I can continue to grow and grow with you, because that's what we're here for. I have some things though. So for next season, okay, here for next season, we are going to talk a whole lot about some of these experiences that I've had to heal from. And I know you can act like you can't relate, and that's cool. If you want to sit in that seat, you can. I understand. Not everybody is ready to just be honest, but I'm freeing myself first, so you can join me or not. But we're gonna talk about some of these things, y'all. We have to. And then there are two questions that I definitely feel like is important. Just going through this first season of mine, like this growth experience that I've had. Some of the things that I've learned is that you just have to keep showing up. That's one of the things that I've learned going through this first season with Pyro Media and Bey Windows. You got to just keep showing up. The more you show up, the better you become. The more you show up, the stronger you become. The more you show up, the more consistent you are. The more you show up, the more support you can get. But if you're constantly sitting and hiding and you trying to cover up the issues you have, you really can't move forward. You can't grow. You're not gonna get to the other side. It's not gonna happen. And some of the things that I feel like we definitely need to touch on for next season that I know we got to dive deeper into it. Like, first of all, Miss Naturals, I'm for real. If anybody knows her, if you're watching this, Miss Naturals, I absolutely want to sit down and talk with you. That is, for me, that is like unfinished business, because I did highlight you. I did. On the episode talking about how she moves and she womans differently. And I want to have an opportunity to talk with you. But one of the other things that I want to dive in just a little bit deeper on, y'all, we got to talk about these pickers that we have, how we're choosing the people that we fall in love with, and how we expect for them to fall in love with us when we have not fallen in love with ourselves. We're going to talk about that. Okay. First me. I promise y'all it's first me. And then it's y'all. Okay. But I'm going to talk about it because I'm working to free myself. So hopefully you're ready to join me next season and y'all can sit with me at the window. Thank you all for tuning in this season. I appreciate you. And nothing but love. Nothing but love. And if you move with love, I promise you, you're not going to go wrong. Because God is love, not your bullshit. I don't care what you say. Be well, y'all.
So I require more, better than we ever had before. Gon' be whole, so I couldn't blame. Basic bottom troll, what do you want greater? I am no wave, be surfing. I show you how to get this pay, will I be stacking?
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.